Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So as you can see, the price of Bitcoin right now is showing one very interesting scenario, which is pointing out maybe around this 40,000 the market might have bottomed in. Why? Because if you look at this price structure here in a weekly time frame, you know we have talked about this scenario so many times in my videos. Every time when the price of Bitcoin has lost the support from this green line, which was 38.20 Fibonacci level, we always got gravitated towards the next line, the orange line, which was 23.61%. And after that, right, in an uptrend, the price of Bitcoin has found an actual support, but in a downtrend, we also tested the bottom line of this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. In a downtrend, you can see the bottom line was always tested, but in an uptrend, the price after reaching this 23.61 Fibonacci line, we always saw a really nice bounce in price action. So that's why right now, if this is going to be again another similar scenario where the price of Bitcoin is going to find support around this orange line, then we could be again starting this new move. But losing the support from this 23.61 Fibonacci percent will clearly indicate that we could be also retesting the lower line area of this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, which is lying around $26,629 at this current stage. But I personally think that around this price range of 38 to 40,000, that is the bottom for Bitcoin. Why? Because right now, not just only here in a weekly time frame, if you also look at this price action in a daily time frame, by simply using this falling trend line or descending trend line, you can see this falling trend line was a strong line of resistance. But now, since the price has already broken out of it, this same line could be again acting as a strong line of support for Bitcoin. Because if you look at this price action here, right, you can see very clearly this falling trend line has acted as a support. So it could be also indicating that maybe now the price of Bitcoin could see some sort of a relief rally in the immediate short term before again choosing a trend direction. Because in a weekly, we don't want the price of Bitcoin to lose the support from this 23.61 Fibonacci line, which is lying around $39,928 or let's say 40,000 range. So the 40,000 must be held at any cost, because breaking below this 40,000 will clearly indicate another sign of weakness where the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated around this lower line area of this Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, and that is sitting around 26,600 price area. And I'm being completely honest, as you can see here guys, I am showing you exactly what I am seeing here in the chart and also comparing this with the past Bitcoin price action. So if the price of Bitcoin wants to show any sort of impulsive movement, then this 23.61 Fibonacci line must be held at any cost. And then you can see we could see some sort of a relief rally again playing out here in price action of Bitcoin. And not just only this one here guys, not just only this one here. If you also simply look at this price action by adding this descending channel, this descending channel is also showing us that right now this central line is where we could be getting some sort of a support, and this central line is also holding the price around this 40,000 range for Bitcoin. So that's why the price of Bitcoin must hold this central line, because breaking this central line, as you can see, will trigger another sell-off where the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated around this lower line area of the descending channel. And also here in a weekly time frame, we will be losing the support from this 23.61 Fibonacci line, and that is not what we want to see happening here in price action of Bitcoin. So that is the reason why the price of Bitcoin must hold this 40,000 support at any cost. And not just only this one here guys, not just only this one here. If you have watched my video and if you are also aware, I have showed you this one scenario which unfolded again and again in price action of Bitcoin. In a downtrend, the price, whenever we have seen this breakout from this 20 exponential moving average and failing to find support above it, we have always seen a retracement after that. Just like here, breaking out of it, failing to find support, pullback. And this pullback was always lower than the previous low, right? Again, consolidation, breaking here to the upside. Another similar scenario unfolded here. Price quickly went above this 20 exponential, failed to find support, and then another price correction, also lower than the previous one. And that was the reason why we were also saying, hey, we have to be careful, because in our case, we are seeing exact movement, price breaking out of this 20 exponential moving average, but failing to find support above it. And now, since the price of Bitcoin is showing this exact scenario, indicating that maybe around this 40,000 range, the market might have bottomed for the immediate short term. Why? Because another example is this one here. If you are aware, I have showed you what happened here in past Bitcoin price action around April, right, May month. this exact scenario could be playing out in our case as well, because the price was clearly in an uptrend whenever we were finding support at this CPI line, right? You can see, but in a downtrend, before the downtrend started, the price of Bitcoin failed also to touch the monthly errond line. After that, clearly showing this weakness before continuing here to the downside. Again, you can see the CPI line was not supporting the price, it was actually acting as a resistance. If you simply compare this and the current Bitcoin price movement, you can see we also failed to touch the monthly errond line, started this new downtrend. And here, when the price of Bitcoin was trying to break to the upside, the monthly CPI line acted as a resistance. We had this price pullback. Here you can see similar scenario. After that, we had this bigger price pullback. And also for the June month from 2021, price was trying to break out of here, right? The lower or the bottom CPI line acted as a resistance, price got a rejection and then consolidated. For the next month, you can see now, if this is exactly what we are also witnessing, because we got a rejection here and then a pullback. And that's why if the price of Bitcoin is going to see this consolidation around that range, then maybe we could be also showing a pretty exact similar scenario, just like here from past Bitcoin price action, which is showing us that the price of Bitcoin might have bottomed around this 40,000 range, right? Consolidate some more around that area before again showing this impulsive price movement. So this is one scenario what I personally is going to look at, as long as the price of Bitcoin is going to hold this 40,000 range. So that is also a good reason why I personally bought around $1 million worth of Bitcoin at an average price of 42,400, 42,300 range. And this tweet is actually going very viral. So thank you everyone for supporting. And these are some of the scenarios what I wanted to share with you in today's video. And you might also be wondering why is Anup not showing the Burj Khalifa view on his background, because right now I am in Germany and spending some time with my family. Maybe I will stay here for a month and then go back to Dubai again. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye-bye.